Hello and welcome everyone. I am Brittany. If you are new here, I'm an American living in Mexico. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the pros of living in Mexico City. I absolutely love living in Mexico City. For me, Mexico City is less expensive to live in than in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. can be very expensive, like really expensive. And a lot of people don't know this. I mean, some people do, but I'm just going to put this out there. Not that many Americans know this, but Mexico City is actually the largest city in North America. Like, Mexico City is large, it's even larger than New York City. But with that being said, if you have a relatively great salary, and you can afford to work remotely, I think that the best option if you want to get out of the United States of America would be to move and live in Mexico. I mean, I absolutely love it. So, my first pro that I mentioned was it's less expensive to live there than it is in Washington, D.C. But Mexico City is very, 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 for me, very safe. I feel completely safe living in Mexico City. I've lived in several areas in Mexico City. I've lived in the historic downtown area. That is where I've spent the majority of my time living in Mexico because I just love living downtown. I've also lived in ANZURES. It's right outside of Chapultepec Park, and I love that area. It's a little bit more expensive than other areas of Mexico City because there are a lot of wealthy people that live there, just to be quite frank. It is also very close to a lot of the parks, and it's near that Polanco area. Well, Polanco is right beside of it. I love living in ANZURES because it was just nice to go outside and just be able to go to the park. I mean, literally the park was right there. I think that for me, this is just my opinion, it's really nice because it's not as crowded as Roma or Condesa. Like, those areas for me, pretty much that's where all the expats are worldwide. Like, everyone is in those, pretty much that area. If you are a foreigner or an expat or an immigrant. However you want to say it. Another area that I lived in, I'm going to have to get the name for it, so I'm probably going to have some kind of text here. I can't remember. I only stayed there for a short time, but I absolutely loved this area. It was very eclectic, very chic. It had a little bit of grit, but it was a family-friendly neighborhood, and there were really a lot of coffee shops that you can choose from, just not a typical Starbucks. Like, you go to a mom and pop store. There were really hippie, like I said, I love eclectic different pop-ups in the area, and it was really nice, and it was very walkable, and that was really important for me because I don't drive, I don't have a car, so that was really nice. Another pro of living in Mexico City is transportation. I always take an Uber or a car service when I am in Mexico City, or I walk. But if you want to take the metro is really nice. I took the metro in 2020 when I first came to Mexico from Guatemala, and I really enjoyed it. And my Spanish wasn't as, I would say, my Spanish wasn't as good as my Spanish is now, and I was able to maneuver it with ease. So the metro is really, really nice. It is crowded though. It was pretty crowded, and even though I did take the metro and it was really easy, it was just a little bit too crowded for me back then, and it was in 2020, and that was July of the 2020, so still in the beginning of the pandemic. But again, Mexico City is one of the largest cities in North America, so there are a lot of people. Also, bikes. There are so many bikers, and there's a lot of biking groups too. I love Sunday Ciclavia, or Sunday where everyone goes out and bikes on Paseo de la Forma. It's really, really nice. So there are a lot of rideshare for bikes that you can rent, and it's super easy. And they have a lot of apps too that you can download. Again, I do use Uber or Didi in Mexico City. I really love it. It is the equivalent of taking the metro in Washington, D.C., seriously. And for, let's say, if you're going however many stops, like you pay one fee if you're in like Washington, D.C. If you're in Mexico, you're paying pretty much like $2.50 from like the downtown to go to Santa Maria, or if I'm downtown and I want to go to Roma, it's like $2.50, $3 USD. You cannot beat that. So I do love that it's really easy to maneuver, and transportation is really, I mean, if you want to bike, walk, or drive, you can do that. Another pro about Mexico City, because it's so large, you can pretty much find everything there. Like I wasn't without. There are certain things that you could not find. Like if you have natural hair and you want like natural hair products, it is a little bit tricky to find those items. Actually, it's a lot easier if you're living in Cancun or the Caribbean side to find natural hair products, but for the most part, I mean, that should be a con, but you can find some things if you have like natural hair or curly hair. But as far as like electronics, they have it. If you need clothes, they have it. If you need cell phones, they have it. If you need like there are just so many things I can't even express. Like there, if you need it, it's there. And it's really affordable. So it depends on what the item is. If they have to import it from America, it's going to probably be more expensive. If it's made in Mexico or even in China, it's going to be less expensive. There's a lot of things that are imported from China and Mexico, just FYI. If you come and you're like looking at the package and it says China, yes, Mexico and China must have really great trade relations. I don't know, I have to research that, but there's a lot of things made from China and Mexico. Another pro about living in Mexico City is the gastronomy. The food is absolutely amazing. All I do is eat. And not just tacos. They have really great food. And there's a lot of street food, and the street food is bomb. So good. Like I said, Mexico City is one of the largest cities in North America, and so there is just so much food everywhere. In a lot of the neighborhoods that I lived in, especially downtown, I could literally just walk up my street, and if I wanted to go get some fruit, I knew where I can get some mango and a watermelon. If I wanted some tacos, I knew exactly what taco stand I could go to. If I wanted Asian food, I know where Asian restaurant to go to, or pastries. I mean, I can just go on and on. The food is absolutely delicious in Mexico City. Another thing that I mentioned, I do feel very safe in Mexico City, but still it's a large city and you never know what can happen. I tend to not go out at night if I'm alone, unless I'm with someone or a group of people. Then I will travel out at night, but I feel very, very safe. There's a big, heavy police presence in all of Mexico City. So just that alone, I did feel safe. And I have to be honest, the police are so much nicer in Mexico. It is what it is. This is my personal experience, and it just feels safe. I mean, everyone's really nice. Now, I know that there are some instances like, there might be a few bad apples somewhere, but overall, for someone that has been living in Mexico for almost 2 years now, I feel safe. And every encounter that I have had with the police or policia, it's been pleasant, even if it's directions or just telling me like what's going on. It has been the most respectful experience. Like no yelling, no like you're annoying me. I mean, it's just a very pleasant experience. So that's my personal opinion. I know that other people haven't had a pleasant experience. Like I said, just because I've had a great experience doesn't mean that the next person might not have it. I think that that's just true for everything, even if it's in North America or Asia or South America or Central America. We're all going to have different experiences. So I just want to put that out there. I do feel safe, and it's always been pretty pleasant. Another pro about living in Mexico City is there are a lot of rooftop bars, and the rooftop bars are very, very nice. So if you want to have like a nice little vibe on the rooftop, you can definitely have that. Another pro, this is just pro. There's a lot of like music, so a lot of live music. There's a lot of performances. A lot of people will come up off the street if you're eating outside and perform. So they're really big on like performances and performers. So I like that aspect because I really do love live music and I love music in general. So that's really nice. Like if you're out to eat, you usually will get some kind of performance with your meal. So I think that's enough. I feel like I've been rambling a little bit too long. If you really enjoy this, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. I will release a new video every single week. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I cannot wait to hear from you. And if you want to see something for my channel, just let me know because I'm interested in what you want to know about Mexico City or living in Mexico. So thank you. Bye.